But the way I figure it is if gold is selling off, let's say another 3 or 4%, silver probably does 5 or 6%, which gets us probably down to this level, around $22.50 or 40 cents. Once we get there, I'm going to start nibbling on silver, right? I'm a long-term bull on silver. I'm a super long-term and mid-term bull on gold. Eventually, gold breaks the all-time highs, and probably by year-end, I still have a $2,300 price target.
Gareth Soloway, an esteemed market analyst, conducts thorough chart analysis to anticipate future market movements. Moreover, Gareth will disclose his top 3 stock picks for the coming months, taking into account the various events that may impact the markets during that period. He will specifically focus on an in-depth examination of the Bitcoin chart, sharing his insights on whether Bitcoin's recent upward trend will persist or if it was merely a temporary deception. Also, Gareth will provide his expert perspective on the trajectory of gold before it reaches new highs, shedding light on the complexities surrounding silver's performance and revealing a crucial change that investors seem to overlook. In 2023, Bitcoin experienced an impressive 80% rally, signaling a promising beginning for the year. However, the cryptocurrency fell short of surpassing the highly anticipated $30,000 milestone. This contradiction has ignited passionate discussions and debates among financial analysts and crypto enthusiasts alike. According to Gareth's analysis, the Bitcoin chart exhibited signs of a potential bear flag pattern formation, indicating a possible price decline to the mentioned level.
What we have here, guys, here's your Bitcoin chart, all right? Now, I'm going to move this trend line. I want to show you the trend line I'm following here. This is the one I've been talking about now quite a bit. What we do is we just put a trend line right there. What we can clearly see, pivot low right through here, and then it went right through that top. To me, this is a bear flag on Bitcoin. Bear flag on Bitcoin starting to inch lower. Now, notice how bank stocks are up today and Bitcoin is down a little bit. That makes sense. Remember what happened when banks were collapsing. Banks collapsing, Bitcoin went up. So you're seeing the same pattern take place here where they trade inverse. All right, now again, the bear flag to me has me positioning for a target of around 24,800 to 24,000 as a first target range. So I'm still in the camp that this is going lower. I was the only one or one of the only ones out there. Maybe there was one more person in the universe saying 30,500 would be the resistance and the pullback. That was obviously dead on, folks. Again, you have to be blind not to see that was a dead on call there. Now I'm saying that, again, we are still going to head lower, but the next stopping point is right in the 24 to 25,000 range. Now, like I said, there are levels where I would start to go long. For me, where am I looking to potentially go long? Very simply put, if we bring a trend line right up here, you're looking at around 23,000. 23,000 would be an opportunity for me on the long side. And again, that's where I would start. So yeah, first target's 24 to 25, but ultimately, if we flush enough, I'm going to look to go long for a bounce. Now again, please understand, I'm not a long-term investor yet in Bitcoin. Yeah, I have a tiny hodl position that I bought back in the 17,000 range. We talked about that when it happened. But again, that's only a tiny position. It wasn't what I intended to accumulate. Based on the charts, this is still a bear market rally. Let's take a look at Ethereum here. I'm just going to go over a couple crypto charts here. Crypto, look at this. Look at the parallels. I'm a huge fan of parallels. Start drawing your parallels, guys. Check this out. Here you have a bear flag starting to form, beginning to downtick on Ethereum. Where's your next parallel? Down here around 1,600 or just below. To me, that's where it's likely headed. All right, so again, bear flag is bearish. Again, I'm not making this up. Go in any textbook. Look at these stuff. A bear flag is bearish. That's why it has the name. Target for me, you're going to look at around the 1,600 level. There'll be some support around 17 or so, but we kind of already kissed it at this low. So you're now looking at that 16, 15, 80 level.
Gold has emerged as one of the top-performing asset classes in 2023 thus far. Despite occasional profit booking, the yellow metal is likely to sustain its appeal to investors throughout the year, primarily due to the prevailing global economic growth uncertainties. During periods of economic uncertainty, the equity market experiences heightened volatility, which diminishes potential returns. Consequently, investors seek solace in gold as a safe haven asset. The GDX ETF achieves impressive yearly highs while bullion sets a new record. Gold mining stocks soar, outperforming U.S. stock market amid projected third consecutive day of decline. Recent data reveals that silver prices had closely followed the patterns observed in gold. However, during the recent decline in both commodities, silver experienced a more significant drop. Last week, silver saw a decline of 4.8%, whereas gold only declined by 1.36%. This contrast potentially underscores the superior safe haven appeal of the yellow metal over silver.
Gold. I've been saying for this, I talked about this in last week's game plan. Gold is going to come back to this level right here. You're looking around 1925. All right, it kind of double topped. We hit the all-time high level on gold. Then it's rolled over yesterday. My guess is you have a little bit of support around 1970 right down here, right? So again, if we zoom in a little bit, I want to show you this. See all these lows right here? That's going to be support. So again, that'll be a little bit of support. I would call that a minor level of support. And then ultimately, you're looking for a move lower into this level. Once we get to about 1925-ish, give or take, that's where I start accumulating a long position on gold, probably buying some minors as well. If we look at the GDX, take a look at this chart. So this chart's starting to break lower here below this little pivot. You still have a lot of support right over here. For me, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right here. Where do I go for a potential buying opportunity? Take these lows right here, extend this line right out below that pivot. So again, pivot to pivot. This is by the way, drawing trend lines is not hard to do. Anyone can do it. It just takes a little patience to kind of get it down. But all I'm doing is connecting. Do you guys remember the kids' game, Connect the Dots, back in the day? You could connect it out. You see, oh, it's now a picture of something, whatever. Same kind of deal here. Relatively simple. So pivot low to pivot low to pivot low. My buy level on the GDX becomes around $29.60, $29.60. In general, what we want to do is we want to find a confluence of levels. So again, one trend line is great. You probably get a 70% probability that you'll bounce off that trend line. I like greater than 70% personally. I want to win 80% of the time. How do I do 80%? Find 2 or 3 factors, 2 or 3 levels. Check this out. Connect that high right down here and look at what you get. 2 levels coming together around this 2960 area, 2970, we'll call it, whatever it may be. That to me now all of a sudden boosts the probabilities. If price on GDX comes into that level, the probabilities are now 80% or greater that it bounces. Notice it's not 100%. Okay, let's go to silver real quick. I had called for a pullback to this trend line on silver at around $23 and $23.90, $23.80. We're right into that level right there. And again, that's a classic trend line. I still actually think we could go lower on silver. If gold's going to sell off more, then likely silver probably has some downside. I don't know if silver can get this low to 2116, 2120, we'll call it. But that would be a very, very big level for me. A couple other levels that I'll be watching on the silver chart here. Let me go back into my trend lines here and draw that out. But if we just put a line right across here, this is another one, right? So you can see this pivot here, and then there's a little bit of the area there and there. That to me would also be a level. So I had called for a pullback to 24, 23.90. We've gotten there. I'm still not that interested in buying yet, mainly because gold hasn't come down enough. If gold gets down a little bit faster, then maybe I would step into silver. But
Gareth's prediction suggests a bearish outlook for crypto as he identifies the presence of a bear flag pattern. According to his analysis, there is a possibility of further downside in silver if gold experiences a significant sell-off. This indicates that silver may have room for potential decline in the near future. On this note, we conclude our video. Do you agree with Gareth's perspective about recent performance of Bitcoin and gold? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. If you found this content valuable, show your support by giving it a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel to stay updated with the latest news and videos. We appreciate your participation and thank you for joining us.